This is one of those things we hardly ever stop and reflect on. You'd rather struggle alone for hours than send one message. You'd rather figure it out the hard way than let someone see you don't know. You tell yourself you don't want to bother anyone. But the truth is, something deeper is happening inside you. So what makes the mind of someone who hates asking for help so different from everyone else? Because the truth behind it changes everything you thought you knew about strength. Quick one, if you like content that breaks down real human behavior, follow for more. And if this hits, drop "seen" in the comments. Now, let's get into it. But the reality is very different from what most people believe. Most people think refusing to ask for help is stubbornness or pride. It isn't. Psychologists like Brené Brown have spent decades studying this. What they found is that asking for help feels threatening at a neurological level. Your brain reads vulnerability as danger, not weakness, danger, and so it protects you the only way it knows how. Silence. Here are 4 patterns that consistently show up in people who hate asking for help. The first is shame tied to need. Somewhere along the way you learned that needing things was a problem. Maybe you were told to figure it out yourself. Maybe asking led to embarrassment. Now your brain links asking with shame before you even open your mouth. The second is hyper-independence as a survival skill. This didn't come from nowhere. For many people, doing everything alone was how they stayed safe. Psychologist Pete Walker calls this a fawn and freeze response. You learned early that relying on others cost you something, so you stopped. The third is fear of being a burden. You don't just worry about being judged, you genuinely believe you are too much, that your needs take up too much space, that people will pull away if you show them what you actually need. The fourth is asking feels like losing. Deep down, asking for help feels like admitting defeat, like proof that you aren't enough. Researcher Adam Grant found that people who struggle to ask for help often have their self-worth dangerously tied to their self-sufficiency. And maybe that changes the way you see people entirely. The person doing it all alone isn't always the strongest person in the room. Sometimes they're the most exhausted. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is say, "I need help." Drop a comment below. Is asking for help something you struggle with, or did you used to and finally broke through? I read every single one. See you in the next one.